Hi there, my name is Russ Lagan, Regional Director of Growth West US. And I was asked to do a quick video and I said, hey, I could do a quick video on how to do a quick video that makes it really simple. So I'm going to kind of go through a couple of basics that I use to make video real simple. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is from somebody that's not super tech savvy. So it's not my wheelhouse. It's not something I love. I don't enjoy it. I don't wake up and go, gosh, I wish I could work with more technology. It's frustrating, aggravating, not my normal wheelhouse. Give me a piece of wood in my wood shop. Give me a piece of metal in my metal shop. I love that. Technology is not my thing. So if technology is your thing, you could probably improve on this 100 times. However, this recipe works really great for pretty much everybody to keep things simple. Okay, so first things first, you got to know when you're doing video, you've got to have an intro, right? The first thing that's super important is you've got to have an intro, and an intro's got to be strong, and you got to practice it, and you got to use it, and you got to use it consistently. Okay, so if you don't have a good idea of what your intro is, you're going to start off a little bit uncertain, then you're going to start winging it. And when you start winging it, you go off the rails. Trust me, I know, I've done it 1,000 times. Yeah, like wing it, it goes bad. And then you have to stop and start over again. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of really great tips on how not to have to stop and start over again. And I'll do that at the very end. So stick around to the end of this, and I've got some really great stuff for you. Okay. So with that intro, so obviously your name. So name is important, right? What do you want people to call you? Hi, I'm Russ Lagan. A lot of times you'll hear me introduce myself as Russell Lagan, because then I don't get Ross, Ralph, Rufus, Rustafarian, whatever else pops into their head, right? Name. Say it with confidence. How you start this thing is say it with confidence. If you've got to jump up and down 3 times, 4 times to get yourself a little pumped, a la Tony Robbins style, do it, right? When you start this intro, it's super important that you start this intro and you go about 10% above what you would normally talk to people like. So one of the things we know on video is people don't like the way they look. They don't like the way they sound. Part of the problem is in a video format, you're losing some of the energy, the life, the humanness that you get when you're talking to a normal person. So if I was to normally talk to you, I would probably talk to you like this. I wouldn't be getting super excited. My hand gestures would be more tame. Normally, when you're meeting me in real life, you're like, oh, you guys pretty tame. Not really, but when I'm on video, though, I bump it up a little bit. I just give it a little bit of an extra edge. I give it a little bit more hand gesture. I go a little bit more head. Eyebrows, I don't know what the heck's wrong with my eyebrows. They shoot all over my head, no matter what I'm doing. But the more excited I get, the more they fire around my head, okay? So when you're doing the intro, think bump up about 10%. If you don't, it's going to come across flat and boring. Okay, so when you do video, bump it up 10%. If I bump it up a little higher than 10%, and I go more like 20%, people think I'm trying to sell them a car. Now, there are times when I do that for effect. However, you don't want to do the whole thing like that, unless, of course, you're trying to sell a car. Then go for it. Apparently, it works. Okay, with that said, bump up 10%. Do an intro. Name. Hi, my name is Russ Lagan, Regional Director of Growth for USA West Side, right? Find your way of saying that, whatever it is. Get a little bit of flavor in it. It's not just your name, it's how people identify you, right? So have some way of saying that just kind of sticks. So when I do real estate market video updates, I always start them out. Hi, I'm Russ, the real estate dude. You might be like, what? Well, I do those non-branded, and I always start them the same way. And I don't really want to be branded, because I want other people that aren't in my brand to take it, use it, and ship it and send it everywhere. So I've got a little bit of a different way of doing that. So find your way of introducing yourself, get consistent with it, and use it all the time. And what happens is then it becomes familiar, and then your next video is a lot easier. Okay, so name, start off with your name. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to bullet point, right? And here's the fun thing. When you're doing a video, depending on what you're doing, you want to keep it short and sweet. Most people don't want to have a bunch of different nonsense going on. They don't want to sit there for an hour watching you get to your point. Bullet point. So intro, name, bullet point. If I'm going to do a short video, say a la Facebook, 1 point, 2 points, shut up, right? 1 point, 2 point, done. With anything else, you're going to have your bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, concise. Okay, point number 1, boom. Point number 2, boom. Point number 3, boom. There's a trick that I'm going to show you at the end on how to make that a lot easier too. Okay, so bullet point, and then you're going to close. It literally is that simple. This is like speech 101 from high school, right? You're gonna, hey, my name is Russ Lagan, and today I'm gonna talk to you about doing a quick, simple video. I'm gonna give you a couple of points. I'm gonna go over the quick plan, then I'm gonna go over the setup, and then I'm gonna show you a couple of cheats to make it a lot easier so you don't have to restart 15 times, or if you do, it makes it a lot easier, okay? So I'm Russ Lagan, and that's what this video is gonna be about today. There you go, short video, right? Intro, name, bullet, close, okay? Your close is going to be almost identical to your open, okay? So when I open, it's, hi, I'm Russ Lagan, hand gesture, whatever. Hi, I'm Russ Lagan, regional director for, boom, bullet point, I'm Russ Lagan, and I'll see you next time. I'm Russ Lagan, I'll see you in the next video. And you might go, well, gee, Russ, why do you do that silly at the end? The reason I do that is because when I mess around with this video, I can take the video at the end and then I walk up to it and I'm fiddling around. When I'm editing the video, I can back the edge of the video up. And as soon as I see my thumb go up, I know I'm done. You see me smile? My thumb's up. I count to 3 when I'm done with the video. And then I can edit to the end of it. It makes it super simple to find the end instead of going, well, where did I really end? Right? So at the very end of the video, I close. I'm Russ Lagan. I'll see you in the next video. Count to 3 in my head. Then it makes it really easy to edit the end of the video. Okay? So here's a couple of things that you need to know about setup. Doing a good setup is super easy, actually. If you have a space that you can do this consistently, like a dedicated spot for this, it makes it 1,000 times easier. I'm actually in my office upstairs. This office space, it's a bungalow style house built in 1953. I love it. It's cool. It's got cove ceilings, plaster walls, and it's got flavor, right? So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys. I really don't want to show people this that much, but I'm going to show you guys my setup, okay? So I've got my laptop. So this is my actual setup, okay? This is my setup. So I've got the window in the back, so it's got some natural light. There's my board, okay? So when you see me backed out here, I've got a chair next to me to hold some stuff. I've got my little desk there. And then of course, on my desk, you'll see I've got cigar boxes, right? And I've got my lighting. This is a grow light, actually, that's got 3 different sticks, so I can adjust them around depending on what the lighting in the room is. And then you may notice there's a bright light over by the side of the window there. That's one stick LED light. There's another LED light. And then here's another LED light. Check this out. See this guy here hanging? This guy's hanging from the ceiling. So I've got ceiling, and side. So when you look at the lighting that I have here, when I'm standing here, I've got light on this side. I've got light on this side. I've got light from above. I also have some lighting from behind a little bit because these two are far enough ahead where they can actually shine behind me. So I don't have a ton of shadows. You see, there's not a ton of shadows behind me. You got to have light from behind you. Okay. So think about your lighting and think about it as like, do I have light from all sides? And if I do, I'm good. I also have a light that's down this direction too, because otherwise I end up with a bunch of dark shadows under here and it makes my neck look funny. Yeah. Call it vanity. It probably is. Okay. And then these lights here, I can adjust. So when you start looking at this is kind of a silly thing. You guys like Russ, come on, doing this live. I know it's challenging, right? So funny little stick light, right? These kind of have a nice warm glow to them. So look at the difference on my face. When you pull that down, pull that up. Got a big difference, right? The closer you are, the more light you want to have around you, okay? So you want to have as much light as you can. This is a massive amount of light to make this look right, okay? If you can't get that, then you find the best you can. The other thing that's super important is when you're doing video, you want to make sure your video, whatever you're recording, is eye level. You'll notice when I shot that quick from the outside there, you'll see I've got 3, 4, 5 cigar boxes, basically. 3 of them I've kind of stuck together. Those are my shoe shine kit I made out of cigar boxes. So I set those on there and I keep them there all the time now, it seems. I'll probably have to build something for that, but I want to get my laptop up high. So my camera on my laptop is just below my eyes, right? If I go a whole lot lower, my head's down like this. If I go a whole lot higher, people are looking up my nose, right? So I got to be careful where I put this thing so that I don't have people looking up my nose or down my nose. I also want to make sure it's up high enough so that I can keep my head up and my head forward. Otherwise I have this smashed chicken neck look. Is this a good look? This doesn't look like a penguin, right? That I look more like a turtle, but that's okay. Okay, stretch your neck out. So your setup is super important. Find a setup that works for you. just remember, way more light is always a good problem to have, okay? The other thing you can do too, if you're limited in your places you can go, is you can buy these crazy little mats. Check this thing out. And once this thing goes behind me, you see all these wrinkles in it. Here's a funny story. I was doing a live video last week, actually, for the National Leadership thing, and this thing's all wrinkled up. I dragged it with me to Houston because I was doing a session in the hotel room, and I was like, I'll just smooth it out a little bit with the iron. Well, apparently this is some kind of plastic, and I melted a hole completely through it. So do not iron these. They're like $8 or $9, right? And this thing I can hang up behind me, make the whole scene behind me black. I also have a white version, so I can do a white one if I need a lighter color. Keep in mind, guys, look at the color I'm wearing. Look at the backdrop I've got. If I'm on a dark backdrop wearing dark colors, I disappear. I just look like a floating white head. So you want to say light background, darker colors. If I got light colors, I'm going to go darker background. So on Friday, I was wearing a lot lighter color, light gray with lighter color. And that's why I had the black backdrop behind me. So find a backdrop that works for you. Worst case scenario, you can get one of those green ones and you can change it into anything you want. However, if you have hair, when you start moving around in green screens, things start moving funny and they disappear. So I would say try to avoid using a green screen background because it just makes everything a little bit wonky. So use a background that you like. Go down in the basement, set up a spot, right? Get good Wi-Fi and set up a spot where you can shoot video quick. Okay, so there's that. So now the cheats. Ready for the cheats? Here's the cheats. Okay, cheat code 1. Okay, I shoot a lot of video with my iPhone. Your iPhone can be your best friend. Again, this is coming from a not tech savvy person, right? So on your iPhone, you're simply going to go to your camera mode. I can go straight to video. So I've got video going right there. See, pretty straightforward, right? Good. So I got my video set up. And then the great part is the side buttons on this and almost every other version phones have some type of, so I don't have to hit that button. I can actually start recording by hitting the side button. So boom. I just hit the side button, now I'm recording, okay? So that's pretty cool, right? So the nice part about this is that I don't have to hold my phone funny and do this. So I can hold my phone right where I want it. Of course, I got it facing the wrong direction here. So I'm gonna do selfie. So if I do selfie video, turn that around, I'm shooting my video right now. I can start the video and get it running. I can stop the video without having to actually go do this, right? So it's one less thing to edit. So there's times when I'll do a quick short video, use one of the side buttons, and it makes it a lot easier to get a clean start and a clean end instead of having the hit the button, then you go back away, and then you got to edit that out and so forth and so on, okay? So the first thing I do is I make sure I get the video start, stop, easy. I hit the button, pause for a half a second, and hi, I'm Russ Lagan, blah, 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 blah. And off we go recording. Now, what you're going to find is that you mess up video a lot, okay? You're going to get used to it. Part of having that strong intro that's rehearsed makes it so you kind of get in the groove, and it makes it easier to get moving, okay? Most of the time, you're going to find you start off, you're like, hi, all right, start up. And then you start a new video, click, click, start a new video, right? I'm going to say, just keep the video running, okay? So here's how I'm going to go here. This is exactly how I work, okay? Watch this. This is my intro. I'm going to show it to you. Hi, I'm Russ Lagan, the real estate guy, and I'm going to talk to you today about shooting video because shooting video is super, super important. We talk about it all the time, but nobody's doing it. That's why I'm going to do a video on how to do a good real estate video. Okay, did you see what I did with my hand there? I put my hand up, my hand goes down, I count to 3, and then the next thing is, I do this every time. I didn't even realize I did this until I did a bunch of videos back to back to back. And that's just kind of my thing, right? Hand up, hand down. And then as soon as my hands pop apart and my mouth opens up, I'm taking a breath in and my hands pop apart and I start talking. So you might say, well, gee, Russ, why does that matter? Well, that matters because when I goof it up, here's how it works. Hi, I'm Russ Lagan, the real estate guy, and I'm going to talk to you today about shooting video. We talk about it all the time, and nobody's doing it yet, so I'm going to try to help it make it a little bit easier for you guys. And what I'm shoot. Hi, I'm Russ, the real estate guy, and today I'm going to talk about crap. Okay. Hi, I'm Russ, the real estate guy, and today we're going to talk about shooting video. If you're not doing it, you need to be doing it. So today, this is going to be about making that simple for you. Okay. Do you see how the difference is there? So I'm going to stop. Okay. I put my hand up, put my hand down. When my hands go together, as soon as I take that breath out, that breath in, my hands pop apart, my mouth starts moving. So you might say, well, gee, Russ, why does that matter? Well, that matters because when you're shooting video, instead of stopping the video and then pacing around and cussing more, and then going back and start the video again, and then you got to go back to that position. When I put my hand up, hand goes down, count to 3, boom, I know that's where the video is going to start. So when I'm editing the video, all I got to do is go, okay, I boofed that up 3 times. So I go to the 3rd time my hand went up. This is just my marker. You guys have seen movies where they're like, okay, ready, on 4, we're going to take, ready, go, take, click, and they click that little thing and there's little numbers on it. They can just go right to the video where that number is and they know what that take was. It's the same thing. Take 1, take 2, take 3. Take 3 is the one I want. The last time I see that hand go up, so when I'm fast forwarding through the video to edit, the last time I see that hand go up, goes down, 1, 2, boom, that's where I lock that thing, and that's where I can start the video. So now my video editing becomes 1,000 times easier instead of having to go through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos, right? If I mess up, I just stop, hand up, I count to 3 with my hand up, because when you're fast forwarding, it's easy to see. Then down, 1, 2, 3. Hi, I'm Russ Lagan, the real estate guy, talking to you today about, boom, away we go, okay? This is a great cheat. Good, you like that? All right, the other great cheat is something that you guys can't see. When I'm shooting video, directly behind me, if I'm looking at, and by the way, I can and have been looking at something directly behind me. So I'm going to show you what's directly behind me aside from the TV. See this thing stuck to the wall? Plan, intro, blah, 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 setup, and now the cheats. Okay, Russ, how do you roll all this info and remember all this stuff? I have my bullet points on the wall right behind me, right? So use this stuff, right? Guys, you've seen people talking with cue cards. It looks like I'm looking at the camera, and right now, instead of looking at the camera, I'm looking at the wall directly behind the camera. You can't even tell that I'm not looking straight at the camera. And that's another thing. Tip, cheat. Make sure you're looking at the camera or directly behind what's behind the camera, because if you don't, it doesn't look like it's as engaging. It makes it look like I'm talking to you. Instead of watching myself, I'm looking at the camera. So the camera's at the top of my computer here, so that's what I'm using. So for cheat, use something sticking on the wall behind you. So if you can't remember the points, or you just need something to remind you just to keep you on track, great. If you make a small mess up while you're doing this, it's no big deal. If you got a sheet behind you, it helps keep you on track so you don't end up wandering around and make it into a 4-hour video over something that should be 20 minutes, okay? So with that said, when you make a mistake, you will hear me make mistakes all the time. I do. It's normal. Doing video, you don't always do one take smooth, but you're going to learn there's certain things that you can do when you make a mistake instead of having to start over. Number 1, don't cuss, because then you got to start over. Number 2, have a way of fixing it, right? So there are times when you say something and you're like, oh, come on, really? Instead of stopping the video and throwing it away, you just, for me, you'll hear me do this once in a while. You'd be like, I stutter, like I'm going to, easy for me to say. All right, let's start over. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about it, just roll with it, right? This happens in real life. This happens when you're having conversations with people. The video doesn't have to be perfect. But if you got a couple of those little hiccups there, here and there, and you'd be like, you just go, okay, mess that one up. Okay, let's start over. Point number 3, since I said that messed up, just kind of roll with it, right? Think about like being a comedian on stage. They don't get to just walk off and go, okay, I'm going to start that set over. You got a live audience, man, just roll with it, right? So if you make a mistake, just roll with it. Learn a couple of things to roll with it. And the one I love a bunch is, wow, that was easy for me to say. People all kind of chuckle and we just kind of move on, right? So you're going to mess some stuff up. It doesn't have to be perfect. The cool part is the more you do it, the better you get. The better you get, the easier it is. The easier it is to do fast and better quality stuff. Listen, I didn't start off a pro at this. I didn't start off a pro at woodworking. I didn't start off as a pro doing anything. Started off as a beginner. You're going to be a beginner. The more you do, the faster you do it, the easier it is to do it better long-term. And then watch this. I'm going to shut this video down the way most of you guys do. Okay. Good luck. Just do a video, learn from it, roll from there. And then don't do this at the end of every video.